The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
I had an incident that happened about 4 years ago. An incident that I think was something that drove home the entire meaning of Mechila to me. And it was a fantastic incident. There's a young woman who was going out for a number of years, and she was not able to get a shidduch. Her parents were very upset. Her parents wanted her to find her match. They couldn't understand it. So they brought her to my office, and they told her that she has to discuss it. Let's see the reason. Maybe there is something that she's not doing correctly. And so they came in with her. She sat down, and I asked her all the questions. I asked her how she goes out and if she has the right shidduchim and people speak about her and so forth, and all the questions and everything. It seemed to be fine. She did well, and she went out in the correct way. I couldn't see any problem. Finally, after a long time, I said to her, well, tell me, whenever you were going out, did you ever feel over the 7 years that maybe that there was somebody who could have been the right person to be a chassan? And she went, yes. And I said, well, tell me. And I don't even know what I said this for. What was the blita sapeh? I can't imagine it. But I said, well, tell me, were you ever engaged? And she said, no. I said, wait a minute. What do you mean, no? Yes or no? Well, he thought I was engaged to him. I said, what do you mean? Well, we had agreed to become engaged to each other, and we had discussed some plans, but it wasn't public yet. And he went home, and he told his parents, and they made it public. And then afterwards, I decided that I don't want to be engaged. So I broke it. But I didn't give him the right to go and to tell everybody, even though we were engaged. I said to her, did you ever ask him mechila? Me? I should ask him mechila? He went and told people. I didn't ask him to go and tell people. I said, yes, but did you decide not to continue with the engagement? She said, yes. So I said, you got to ask him mechila. I don't know if I could do that. At that time, her parents that were waiting in the back of the room jumped up and said, the Rav said you're going to ask mechila. You're going to ask that mechila. I told her she should not go directly, but rather we should find a good shliach. There is a nusach, there's a version to write up a document, to ask mechila, to say that you're sorry, and to apologize. I arranged for her to have the document. I told her how to have it delivered and to use a shliach. The shliach did do the job. When the former chassan read the letter, he said, I want you to know, all the years I never forgave her for what she did. But now I do. It wasn't too long after that the young woman who finally asked mechila from her former chassan got engaged. Her chuppah was held. B'shah tova u'tzlachas. The power of mechila. If we've ever done anything, if we ever insulted somebody, if we ever embarrassed another individual, if we ever hurt somebody, you should know that we should go immediately. Don't wait. Don't wait for the next day. Don't wait for when you may see the individual again. Pick up the telephone. Call them up. Send a shliach. Don't wait. Get mechila immediately. Mechila changes our life. It grants us atonement. It makes the other person feel good. It has the other person finally get closure, that we understand that in some way we may have harmed them or hurt them. It is so important. It doesn't matter whether it's two adults or two children or chas v'shalom. If a teacher insulted a child, the teacher is mechuyev to go and ask the child mechila. and there are a lot of halachas back and forth on it. However, the child that grows up and the child that understands that maybe their teacher is also human, but the teacher called and asked mechila, or the teacher begged mechila, that's a different world. We should be careful always in our life to treat our fellow man with respect, with derech eretz, and with kavod.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org